Miltoners. Hey Miltoners! Today in class we talked a lot about Comus, but we also talked about Milton's prolusions, and in particular his use of rhetoric in prolusion 1 and 7. I'd like to focus on rhetoric for a moment. In this Bedford Shakespeare Guide to Shakespeare, I have been reading an awful lot about Shakespeare's use of rhetoric. It says that the modes of dramatic or poetic speech that appeal to the Renaissance taste for abundance and decoration may strike us as inflated, elaborate, or excessively ornamented. And in everything that we read today, I felt that way. I felt that Comus was very inflated and overly flowery. But as I discovered is, just they took a lot of pride in their ability to describe things or say things more. And Milton's education would have been filled with these devices to learn to use rhetoric, and we see that obviously in his prolusions. From Roger Ascham's The Schoolmaster, it says, "First let him teach the child cheerfully and plainly the cause and matter of the letter, then let him construe it into English so often as the child may easily carry away the understanding of it. Lastly, parse over it perfectly." And then it goes on to discuss about translation. And so Milton would have been very familiar with these forms of education, which obviously influence his On Education treatise, but it also influences his prolusions. I say this because given all his study, he would have very much valued knowledge in and of itself for the value it could bring to society. I watched a TED Talk, which I will put a link just under this video, about what it takes to be successful. Who would you bet on? And there's this test called the marshmallow test. You can look it up online. It's all over the place. But in this TED Talk, he said that a psychologist will come in and give a kid a marshmallow and say, "Okay, I've got to leave a minute, but if you will keep this marshmallow uneaten by the time I get back, I'll give you another marshmallow." So you'll have 2 marshmallows. And a bunch of kids will just eat the marshmallow. They are constantly staring at it, and they are always the ones to eat it because they're constantly staring at it. The kids that don't often will put their head down or stand up and move around as long as they're keeping their mind off of the instant gratification. And I think that the Prolusion 7 is often like that, and the difference between ignorance and knowledge is that the people that choose to remain ignorant, they're often happy. He does make that argument that there's a lot of righteous people who remain ignorant their whole lives and seem happy, but that there's something greater on the other side of that, that if you will deny yourself those happinesses at the beginning, then you gain knowledge, and yeah, it's a sacrifice. We all don't like to sit and do homework all day, but over time, that pays off more. You are happier in the long run, Milton will argue, because you're more knowledgeable and you're better able to help society. So that is my thought on the prolusions. Prolusion 7. That is my thought on Prolusion 7. Okay, I'll see y'all on Wednesday.